you can't get apprenticeships in England anymore. They don't really exist. I'm Andrew Ashcroft, and I'm a goldsmith and engraver from Durham, in the northeast of England. I've been making jewellery since I was 18, engraving for getting on towards 15 years, and mostly do wedding and engagement pieces, but all kinds of jewellery mostly. Well, the jewellery that I make, I mostly get my inspiration from nature. We do a lot of sculptural leaf work and animals, and historically there's a big tradition of animals and nature inspired engraving, but I've tried to capture it in my own style with more of a three-dimensional effect than traditional engraving. So that's what I've been working on for the last few years. So a few things, but my dad was actually an antiques dealer, so I had sort of exposure to pretty things, nice things, but he didn't just do jewellery. It was like clocks and watches and all of that kind of thing. But I've always been sort of fascinated by small details, whether that's like the internal workings of a watch or the fine details in an engraved piece of jewellery. And it sort of combining that with a love of nature, it sort of was a natural progression into trying out different crafts and techniques and things. And jewellery itself was a little bit of a fluke. I met a goldsmith. I actually, on the strength of the fact that I knew a little bit about antiques and jewellery in general, I got a job when I was 18, just working in a jeweller's on the shop floor. And the first day I was working there, I went upstairs and there was a man in a corner at a desk tinkering away. And I went and looked over his shoulder and saw what he was doing, and just immediately was fascinated by it. And as soon as I saw that work, I was immediately hooked and never looked back. And he convinced the owners of that shop to let me go upstairs and work on the as an apprentice. And I had no idea at the time how lucky I was with that, because you can't get apprenticeships in England anymore. They don't really exist. It just Roger saw that I was interested and wanted to pass it on and convince them to let him teach me. So I'm really grateful for that experience. Yeah. Perfect. For me, craftsmanship and hand working in the modern world where you've got AI and computer aided design it's the only thing really that can add value to a product, whether that's jewellery or something else, that is still unique and has a human touch, because craftsmanship allows you to be sort of physically and tactilely there with a piece, and you can add that human element that nothing AI can really achieve the same thing.